Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Today we're talking the Tokyo Game Show. It's in fact right around the corner next week. Starts September the 25th on Japan time and running through the 28th. And for fighting game fans, there's quite a few things to look forward to. So what do we got? Well, one of them to look forward to out of the gate is finally, see Viper for Street Fighter 6. Right now you're looking at the recently released trailer for the See Viper Fighting Pass, and at some point between this video going live and TGS starting, we're gonna get the big Viper reveal trailer. How do we know that? Well, See Viper will be playable on the show floor at Tokyo Game Show. So stands the reason that she will have her proper gameplay trailer probably debut at TGS itself, or maybe just a little bit beforehand before she's just playable to the public. Lots of people are looking forward to Viper because she's a heavily anticipated character for one. And there's some mystery on how she's gonna play in Street Fighter 6. Yes, she's a returning character, she'll have returning moves, I'm very sure, but we've made a video about it on the channel already. She might be a little bit too difficult for Street Fighter 6 as it currently stands, so she might be changed up just a little bit. One way or another, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Also, no guarantee, but I personally believe that Viper is going to come with a patch that might have at least some smaller balance changes, maybe larger ones as well. Feels like we're about due for, a little bit of a course correction patch for Street Fighter 6. I guess we'll find out. I'd be a little disappointed if there wasn't one though. If there is any patch changes though, and it's in that Tokyo Game Show build though, rest assured, people will be going nuts trying to figure out all the changes, and if there is, I'll definitely have that covered to the best of my ability on the channel. But that's Street Fighter, and while Street Fighter, everyone loves Street Fighter, there definitely is, for this specific show, a main event, if you will. Call me biased, and hey, I am. This is the thing I'm looking forward to the most by a lot. At EVO, we finally got our first in-game footage of the new Virtua Fighter game. And while it's cool, we speculated a lot on what it could be. We've already made the videos on that. Other than what was shown to us in this trailer, we are very light on details because all this was provided without context. Looks really cool, looks really exciting, but that's all we got. Although this trailer does end with, by the way, we're going to see you at the Tokyo Game Show and we'll have more details then, and that's right around the corner. That's why we're making the video. And Sega and RGG Studio recently put out that, yeah, they're going to be there in force. As at Tokyo Game Show, Virtua Fighter is going to have its own dedicated stage show. This is not going to be some small presence. So we're going to have Richiro Yamada, who is the producer as well as the battle director, and they're going to be on stage basically just talking about the game and how the game plays. And they're going to have a fun bonus guest of Tokido on stage, fighting game legend. And as a nice bonus, this is all going to be live streamed as well. Although, don't expect any live translations or anything like that. It's almost certainly going to be presented entirely in Japanese. But yeah, the project was officially announced last year, and it's been some time, and we're due proper gameplay explanation. Like, we had the trailer at EVO, that's lovely, but like, it's time to get into the nitty-gritty on how the game actually plays. You got people like me, I'm really invested here. I've been waiting for a new Virtua Fighter for a very long time. So I'm really excited to see just finally the curtain getting pulled back and just getting into the nitty-gritty of it all. Especially given, recent interviews and interviews I've had since, like there's going to be things that matter, like, hey, story. Story has barely ever existed in Virtua Fighter. Now you're taking RGG Studio, who makes some of the best stories in all of gaming with the Yakuza games. That's going to be really cool. If they did like a story trailer on top of just showing gameplay and like showing like Jeffrey fighting the Satan Shark, which is like the only lore that matters for Virtua Fighter, that would blow my mind. But yeah, so we're long overdue on actual details. We're finally getting actual details at the Tokyo Game Show. So whatever your feelings on Virtua Fighter, it's definitely one to keep an eye out open for. And naturally, just like Street Fighter and everything else we're going to talk about here, I will do my best to keep you informed on the channel, and I'll be covering everything they're talking about because I'm really excited. So we got Viper playable on the show floor, we got a Virtua Fighter presentation, but Tokyo Game Show has even more yet. Speaking of things that are playable on the show floor, so we have Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and Fatal Fury unlocked the mysterious technology of how to put in more than 4 characters in your season pass. What a crazy concept, right? So Ken came out not too long ago, but if we have more than 4 characters, we got to keep the wheels turning on this stuff. And turn they shall, so Joe Higashi will be playable on site for the Tokyo Game Show, coming out later this fall. And hey, if we have him playable on site at the Tokyo Game Show, probably expect a trailer or something on the Fatal Fury front. And whatever it's gonna be interesting. Looking at the previous DLCs, right? Like Andy came out and they turned Andy into a demon. Like literally and somewhat figuratively, I guess, because he's somewhat similar to Akuma now that they gave him a demon flip and all that. But like Andy got like turbocharged in his appearance. Ken's one of the best done guest characters ever. Like straight up. You won't catch me talking positively about Mr. Ken Masters and his cryptocurrency schemes. But even I gotta say, Ken in Fatal Fury is just one of the best done guest characters ever. Like the attention to the detail, the love they put into him, it worked. So SNK is going the extra mile when it comes to DLC and just the presentation and just the gameplay of these characters. So whatever Joe's gonna be, like I expect it to be extra sassy. Like yeah, he's gonna have Hurricane Upper, you have machine gun punches, all that kind of stuff, I'm sure. But like, I don't know, I just expect it to be extra big. We'll see, I guess, but at bare minimum, it's another thing to look forward to. And hey, speaking of things to look forward to, one I know that has everybody excited. How about more Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls? So the beta happened not too long ago, and the beta could have been a little bit longer, but you take what you can get. And at least for me personally, I had a lot of fun, and I know a lot of other people had a lot of fun as well. And Marvel Tokon will be open to the public at the Tokyo Game Show. So, in no real surprise, I guess, Sony is going to have a presence at the Tokyo Game Show, and they'll be showcasing Ghost of Yotei and Marvel Tokon, and it'll be playable for the general public. As an aside, actually, I'm actually quite looking forward to Ghost of Yotei. I love Ghost of Tsushima for the gameplay, very historically inaccurate, but whatever. I love it for the gameplay, but Ghost of Yotei lets you use spears, and spears are just objectively a better weapon than swords. Swords are for nerds. And I'll never forgive Oblivion for taking spears out of games, by the way. That's my old man rant. Anyways, so Tokon playable on the show floor, hopefully for Tokyo Game Show attendees. The line won't be like 2+ hours long like it was at EVO. But if it's there on site, right, we're about due for a trailer. And if you're going to be running trailers, the only other place for the rest of the year really to run trailers other than like a state of play event, which, Sony might do, that's going to be like the Game Awards. That's in December. That's a good whiles away. And by the way, Clear Obscure is going to be Game of the Year. Anyways, so this game, Marvel Tokon, is supposed to be out next year, right? And I got a sneaking feeling, we're closer rather than later. This game's been in development a lot longer than most people realize. I'm thinking it's out by EVO next year. And that in mind, we got to get the wheels turning on some trailers, on some announcements. We know a handful of characters, sure, but like there's obviously going to be more characters than the ones we know about. And who are those going to be? Like, hey, is Hulk going to be in the game? Probably. Safe bet. It'd be weird if he wasn't. But we don't know that for sure. We need a trailer. Hype us up. Talk to us about why Hulk's going to be so cool and why we want to play Hulk in Marvel Tokon. Now, once again, there could be a state of play. I'm hearing rumors that there'll be a state of play before TGS, but we'll see. This game was announced at a state of play after all, right? But at some point in the near future, I feel like we're due. We're overdue for a trailer for Marvel Tokon. I thought there was going to be one at EVO, to be honest with you. Once again, this game's out next year. We got to get the wheels turning. So it's not a definitive lock like some of the other ones we've talked about, but if not now, then when, basically, especially because it will be playable on a large scale on the public show floor at TGS. We will find out one way or another soon enough, I suppose. And of course, besides Marvel Tokon being speculative here, there's things that just might get announced we got no idea. Now, some of them, like say the upcoming Invincible Versus, TGS probably isn't the best place for that. Or say something out of the blue for Guilty Gear. Not impossible, but it doesn't feel like it's in the right part of the cycle for that either. We got some things that are guaranteed, and for everything else, it'll be nice if something shows up. There are also TGS related events where there might be something going on. The day before TGS goes live, there'll be the RGG Summit, and RGG Studios will be releasing just some information on their latest games. And hey, they are making Virtua Fighter, so Virtua Fighter could make an appearance here. But then again, since we already know they have a stage show at TGS, this might be just for like Stranger Than Heaven, their next more Yakuza flavored game. Although Stranger Than Heaven's not explicitly in the Yakuza universe, but it is, you know, that style of the game, if you will. All I know is I love the Yakuza games. I love how they play. I love the humor. I love everything they do. So I'm looking forward to this game. So Virtua Fighter news at the RGG Summit, not impossible, but I feel it's going to be more for Stranger Than Heaven and maybe whatever else surprises they got cooking. And of course, it'll be great for just general gaming news as well. Like Capcom's coming out big. Besides the Sea Viper stuff we know is there, they're also going to be showing off Resident Evil Requiem and Pragmata as well. So like the whole show is going to be pretty big overall. I like gaming in general, so I just like looking forward to all this stuff. But of course, fighting games come first. So I just wanted to make this video just so you can have a heads up of what to look forward to come Tokyo Game Show next week. And that all said, well, that is the news for the moment. So I'll have my best coverage of Tokyo Game Show possible. Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter, Joe, and whatever else might come. It'll all be on the channel, so please look forward to it. But till then, well, that's it for me. That's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.